sprinkler code to that. They cannot. You don't have to have sprinklers in your. You don't have to have sprinklers in your private residence.
So in other words, they don't know what they're doing, and they're taking advantage, maybe one or the other or both.
I would venture to guess if they're code enforcement, right. Yeah, the nice way to say that would be that they either don't know what they're doing, or they're taking advantage of that situation, because they can't possibly apply multi-dwelling, that's for like duplexes or apartment complex. That's what multi-family dwellings are. And then commercial, would be if you were running a factory or a restaurant or anything. So they can't possibly say that a doghouse is either a duplex or a restaurant.
Well, they're saying it's a human residence. Then they said that it looks like my interns were living in there. I'm like, really? Now that's in the 78-page report that has like photograph after photograph of violations, and one of them is the doghouse. And I'm like, this is a doghouse. When I saw that, I about hit the roof. Except it wasn't the roof; I was outside.
Yeah.
Well, so what about at your private residence? They said they had you needed to have the septic system for your water hose. Now, is that a multi-family dwelling? That's just you.
That'd be single family.
So, what is the code? How does it apply to that?
Well, you have code, and then you'd have things like environmental, EPA, all that sort of stuff. So like septic systems, that's a different. That stuff's all approved beforehand, before you ever even get into code enforcement. Technically, you would. For instance, the process is you get plans. You say, I want to build a house, and then you get plans. You go up to the county or the city or whatever, and you give them your plans. You give them, you
ask them to be involved.
You ask them to be involved.
You pay them to help you
out.
out.
Right, and you're basically saying, look, if you do a owner-operated permit or owner-builder permit, which is in the state of North Carolina, is fine. You don't have to even be a general contractor to build your own house in the state of North Carolina.
Thank God.
Right. It's like that a lot of places, but you can even pull a permit owner-builder here. So you go up there, you say, hey, I'd like to build my house, and then you would submit your plans, you'd submit your septic plans, all that sort of stuff. And then, one would go to the building code, the other would go to, environmental and septic and all that sort of stuff. And what they're considering is basically, they actually do it by bedrooms, not bathrooms, because the more bedrooms that you have, they consider the more people could be using. You could have one bathroom and 48 bedrooms, and you're still going to be able to have 48 people producing waste, essentially, is the way that they look at that. So, so they do it by bedrooms, and they say, all right, you're going to have essentially X amount of line per bedroom. You're going to have X amount of septic drainage area that could only be septic, per bedroom. And so, I mean, if you're talking about a normal family of four house, so if you're talking a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house, usually the septic systems that we're putting in there are either 2 50-foot lines, sometimes 4 50-foot lines if we're trying to overbuild it so they could add on in the future, add extra bedrooms in the future. But 2 50-foot lines or 1 100-foot line somewhere. And environmental likes to see it. They put a 50-foot setback from any large bodies of water, basically, and they